Hello there, life changers, and welcome to our very first Thursday night team call. We usually do these on Mondays, but tonight's our first night. We're doing it on Thursday, so it's pretty exciting. We have a guest speaker, so I am literally just going to roll through these announcements as quick as I can so that we can give our guest optimal time. So, listen. The Success Club document, you guys have to be the ones to update the document. Unfortunately, we had 2 people that hit Success Club, but their sweet faces aren't on our big display in Team Life Changers because my sister, we both, we are keeping up as we can. So if you guys, it's so much easier rather than going in my back office and literally, it's like finding needles in a haystack when you're looking for who made Success Club. It's a mess. So if you guys want the shout out, please update that document. And I know for new coaches, make sure that you show your new coaches how to update that document, because that's how we do the shout outs, is from that document only. So, but right now on the board, we have Rachel Stewart at 2. Cindy Lanninga at 3. Marissa is at 4, but I know that she is at 5 now. She just hasn't had time to update her document. And right now, that's what we have on Success Club for right now. So there's still time. It's only the 9th. You've got plenty of time to hit Success Club for the month. So, all right. I'm going to roll it right in to our guest speaker tonight. Sue is an absolute amazing woman. She is one of my, I want to say my sisters, because we all like do it as family, right? So if Jatan is my mama, then Sue is my sister. She is a fellow diamond, and I got to know her a little bit better at our diamond retreat. I have heard her when she has valuable information, and she pipes in and speaks on Epic's team calls. I'm just like, slow down, girl. I can't keep up because everything you're saying is gold. She's just the life of the party. Aww. She is beaming, and I must say she is a former Mrs. Maryland. So whoop for that. That's awesome. So Sue, I am so honored and thankful that you agreed to do a team call for us. So get your pen and paper ready is all I'm saying, Life Changers, because I know Sue's going to bring it. So,
thank you. Oh my God, my kid walked in. I'm like, no! Baby, what you need real quick?
I want to play with my colors.
Go and play with your colors, but you have to take them outside of this room. You take them. No drawing on everything. Hey. You got to close the door. Oh my gosh. What am I going to do?
Hey, we're all mamas.
How does that happen?
No, we're mamas. It's supposed to happen, right?
Please. Thank you, honey. All right. Oh my gosh. I was like, ah! All right. Well, a lot of people know some things about me, and I won't go over what you can Google, but, and I'm not even that popular, to be honest, but I will say this. I want to say thank you guys just for listening and spending your time with me on Thursday, because you could be doing anything, but you're right here. And that just means you're committed and you have a growth mindset. You want to learn as much as you can to propel yourself forward in whatever your goal is. But I'll just kind of tell you a little bit about who I am. I'm from, my mother actually is Korean and my dad's Black, and they got divorced when I was 10 years old, and I had a rough life with the stepfather kind of thing. And me and Mom always didn't see eye to eye. So when I was 16 years old, I was like running away from home a little bit, and you get in the fights with Mom, right? And and my mom said to me, she says, all I want you to do is graduate high school and you can do whatever the heck you want to do. And I was like, well, you know what? That's what I'll do. I'm going to graduate high school. So I figured out a way to graduate a year early. And I was 17 years old and I had no plan. And so I was living, me and my mom, again, we're at odds. I was always still on the, I wasn't on the honor roll. I mean, I always made A-B, pretty much A-B most of my life, occasionally a C. And I remember showing my mom my report card. I had 6 B's and 1 A. And she was very disappointed when she saw it. She says, you could do all A's. Like, she just wasn't impressed. She was really upset. And I was like, dang, I'm like, it's so hard to please this woman. And she just had really high expectations because she came here with $30 in her pocket. And so she also was a beauty salon owner. She still to this day doesn't speak English very well. Most people cannot understand my mother. So the other thing I would say that, me and my mom, we disagreed a lot when I was a child, and I wouldn't say a child, but a teenager. And I was sleeping on couch to couch. I went from friend to friend, lived at probably 4 different homes on different couches. And I said, I can't keep living like this. So I decided to join the Air Force. So I joined the Air Force at 17 years old. My mom wouldn't sign the papers. So I forged her signature, and that's how I got into the Air Force. The day I left to go join the Air Force, I was just wanting my mom to say, I love you, just hug me. And she didn't do that. She just was so disappointed in me. And if you know anything about the Asian culture, what a child, yearns for is a parent's approval. And I never seemed to have gotten that from my mother. And it crushed me. And I cried all the way to Dallas, Texas, the in-processing station for the Air Force. Earlier that month, or, a month prior, me and my mom got in a fight, and my mother grabbed my ankle and twisted it, and she broke it. And so I literally was in the Air Force trying to go through all these PT tests, trying to mask the fact that I actually had a broken ankle, because it was still in the healing process, and I had literally just got it out the cast. But somehow the recruiter helped me finagle my way in, and I was there. And as I joined the Air Force, I was exactly like the movie. Do you guys remember the movie Private Benjamin way back in the day? I was exactly like Private Benjamin. I was a young 17-year-old girl. I had very long hair. It was straight, just like this. And I had red lipstick on. And, back then Selena was the big thing in Texas. She was this is right before she died. And so I had my big red lipsticks like Selena, with tight little leggings and everything, trying to be like Selena, and some high heels. And I remember in front of about 200 people, the recruiter looked exactly like Whoopi Goldberg. She came up to me, Tech Sergeant McPherson, and I'll never forget what she said. She was like, Airman, do you think this is a nightclub? I want you to eat that lipstick off your lips. And I had to eat my red lipstick off of my lips in front of about 300 brand new troops. As soon as I got off that bus, it was like obstacle after obstacle. I was like, holy no. And then I literally was like Private Benjamin. This TI training instructor, just kept trying to flunk me. She just didn't like me for whatever reason. She hated me. And I remember one day we had this move. It was called an about face, and it was basically a way you turn around. And I'll just show you it. I don't know if you can see me, but the military, you just put one foot and you turn. And she asked me to do this move, and it looked simple, but I got up and did it, and I didn't do it well. I don't know what I did, but it wasn't the move, and she screamed at me in my face, and she said, Airman Basic Drakeford, she says, what do you want to be when you grow up? And I said, ma'am, Airman Drakeford reports as ordered. I want to be a teacher. And she said, well, hell, if I ever found out you were a teacher and my children were in your class, I'd pull them out right away because you're an idiot. And I was just crying. I literally held it together, got into the barracks with all the girls, and I bawled. I literally, for 3 weeks, she was picking on me every day, and I just lost it at that moment. I said, I don't know if I can get through this Air Force, because she said, Airman, this is my Air Force, and I'm not going to let no stupid person in my Air Force can cause someone to die. And I just literally was like, oh my God, my heart was trembling. And so I literally just cried my heart out, and I prayed to God. I said, Lord, if you get me through this time, I promise I'll never turn my back on you. And lo and behold, I get to the end, and this woman's trying to get me out of her Air Force, and something happened to her mother. And so she left on leave, and we got a new training instructor. And this training instructor was a sort of a short Mexican dude. And the guy used to make us sing America the Beautiful everywhere we marched to. And there was some kind of calming Christian spirit about him. And I will say that I eventually got to the finish line. I didn't get recycled. Recycled means you get held back, and you can't keep progressing until you get to week 6. I made it to week 6. My mom came. I was surprised my mom even came, and she cried her heart out, and she said, I am so proud of you. And that was the very first time in my entire life that I heard my mother tell me she was proud of me. And it meant the world to me. But the thing about it was, I just remembered those little things. There were so many insecurities in my life. And even still within Beachbody, I have my days, just like you guys, where you're like, oh my God, I just don't know if I could do this. I just don't know if I could do this. And eventually you push forward and you ask God to kind of help you connect the dots, and you hit that success club where you get that one person sign up, and you finally get someone to say yes. And you're like, yeah, did they just really say yes? Oh my God, you know? And so I really understand that. But I'm telling you my background to let you know that for me, the Air Force was sort of the foundation to who I am as a person. It taught me a lot of things, taught me how to be on time. It taught me how to understand a chain of a command. It taught me how to research things. It taught me some skill sets that I never had, including shooting. I don't think I'll be shooting anybody anytime soon, but it taught me some things that I never learned in life about life. And that's what the military was about. It was about paying attention to detail, you know, and the reason why we had to pay attention to detail is because someone could die. And I always remembered when I got out the military and I served my time, I said, you know what? Someone is not going to die, right? If you don't help them, but you can help them live better. Okay. They could potentially die if you don't share them the information, but they can live better because you have information, you have access to information that can help them. And it's all about what is in your head. Because there's days I go, oh my God, I'm so stupid. I'm so ugly. You know, I go through my own thing. And this is, I'm a person that's won 12 beauty pageant crowns, but I still go through days when I don't feel the best or look the best or I'm insecure. But it's not about what's in here. We got to get past that and we just got to push forward. It's about what we're telling that person. And it's not what we say to most people, but it's how we say it. You know, Jeannie, I mean, I could say, wow, your hair is red. Or I could say, Jeannie, oh my God, your hair is red, girl. I love it. You know, love that strawberry blonde. Like it's a lot of times it's about what we say. And one of the things that has helped me in my business is to be able to use that voiceover, you know, and let people hear you, let people feel. I know when someone says something about Beachbody, tell me about that Beachbody. I'm like, I light up like a fire. I have to remember, I got to just like kind of tone it down because I could be so passionate about it. But when they hear that in my voice and in that inflection, that is something that they go, oh my God, I want to be a part of that, you know? And that's what I would tell you is just like, one thing I love about Jatana is that looking at her do the videos, someone told me, someone inboxed me the other day, they go, oh my God, you just did this video. Oh my God, it's amazing. Oh my gosh, what program did you use? Yada, yada, yada. And I remembered me seeing Jatana on all of her videos, you know, and I said, wow, someone's looking at me like that. I'm like, but I told them, I said, you know, I've been doing this for 2 years. Like, this is 2 years of trial and error. And she's like, are you serious? And people don't see those hidden hours. They don't see the hidden hours. What people see is a crown on someone's head, them finishing basic training, you know, a success club points, you know, a new coach on the team. What they don't see is the hidden hours of the constant following up. And this is one thing I've had to learn, and I'm learning it the hard way, but I'm starting to get it, which is if someone says no, keep it moving. Keep it moving because you know what? If a diamond fell to the floor and all of us were in the room, Miriam, Patty, Jeannie, you know, Rebecca, Cindy, Rachel, we're having dinner and someone drops a diamond and all of us get up and walk by it. We see it there, but we walk by it. Does it make it any less of a diamond if we all get up and walk right past it? It doesn't make it any less of a diamond. And it's the same thing we have to remember. People are going to walk by us. People aren't going to value us. Sometimes even, you know, your spouse may go through a thing where they're not valuing you, or a boyfriend or a parent or a sister. I mean, people walk on people all the time, but you have to understand you got value. And where I get my value is, you know, God gives me the value, you know, because if God died for me, you know, then who can be for me? You know, who can be? And I remember the part in the Bible, I can't even quote it exactly, but I remember it saying, you know, if you pay a person back, that's what you get. But if you let the Lord pay them back, it's a different thing. So I always say, you know what? I'm not going to revenge on people. I'm not going to freak out on people. If they don't sign up with me, I'll just keep it moving because they don't see the diamond that I am. And you can't sign up people that you have to convince. Do you remember the same way you wanted it when Rebecca presented it to you? You wanted it for yourself. You were like, I need that. Whatever she got, I need it. And you know what? Other people feel that way, but they also can sense desperation. And, you know, that's the thing is that we all are going through something in our life. I just got done watching Mike and Molly. Y'all know what show I'm talking about? Mike and Molly. I love that show. They are hilarious. And Mike was depressed about his mom potentially moving to Arizona. And Molly is like pretending like she's looking for him. He's like lost in the mall. She's like charging up all the credit cards, and she's going to Victoria's Secret, getting her nails done, her hair done, and all that. And at the end, she's like, "Oh my God, I was looking for you. I was looking for you. I'm sorry, you know. And by the way, your saving your checking account's overdrawn by $300, you know." And I think when I think about our coaching, no one's monitoring you because it's your own business. And so when we have a tendency to come and be like, I do it to Jatana. I'm not going to sit up and lie. Jatana, I can't hit Success Club this month. Jatana, I was trying. But was I really trying? Or was I so busy about putting up a video or a nice little graphics on an invite? Or, you know, like I find that this business has the like page training, the social media training, the personal development. I got to read books all the time. I got to, I got to do this. I got to do that. Oh my God, I can't go live yet because I got to have all my makeup on because I got to look like a rock star like Jatana. Like I got to do this like, and I said, you know who? I can't, you cannot be a copycat. Like you can take elements about people and sort of spin it as your own, but you can't be Rebecca, and Rebecca can't be Sue, and Sue can't be Jatana. We are all put on this earth because we are different. I mean, how boring would it be if we just had nothing but bananas on the world? Like how boring would that be? Like then I can't have a peach or a strawberry or a blueberry. I mean, I equally love all of them, and all of us bring something. We are all different for a reason, because God likes variety, because you need different pieces. Each of us think differently. We communicate differently. We can help each other in so many different ways. But I really want to hone into the part that, like, guys, I'm no different than y'all. I struggle all the time. I kick myself a lot of times. I inbox the same people and get the same response. And I have to tell myself, move on, move on. They don't see you as a diamond. You got to move on. And I'm not talking about the rank diamond. I'm talking about the value of who I am. You know, and so because at the end of the day, like our ranks can go up and down, the recruitment code can go back and forth, but the consistent thing is that we know that, you know, first we find our identity with God, if that's not your thing, but you have something that holds you together outside of Beachbody, because if you tie your association and your rank and all that with your self-esteem, it's going to be like this all the time. Oh my God, I hit Success Club. Oh, I didn't hit Success Club. I did this, I did that, I did that. And you'll just literally drive yourself crazy, frustrate yourself. But at the end of the day, if you do little things every day and you're consistent about your behaviors, and it really just comes down to self-discipline. One thing I will say that's great about Rebecca and both Jatana is that they're very self-disciplined. They have that in their day. They self-discipline. And one of the things I've decided I'm going to start implementing is I'm going to prospect for an hour until I get 2 yeses. So if I contact 4 people and I get 2 yeses, I'm done. But if I have to contact 50, then I have to contact 50 that day. But I will go no more than an hour on that. So that's a personal goal I'm setting. I'm not telling you that as a model. You have to do what works for you. Jatana does great videos. It works for you, you know, and Becca, I know you had your fit people, but kind of before you even became a Beachbody coach. So you kind of already poured into people and had your free groups, and you were really a Beachbody coach before you even knew what Beachbody coaching is. And so we all have our own little niches, and I just want you to know that, like, you're unique and special, and you have to find your way to tap into it. A good way to know that you're tapping into your sort of your specialty or is really the response you get from Facebook. Think about the last time you got like 100 likes, you know, or something like that. And really look at that and be like, well, what are elements that people were attracted to on this post? It could have been your realness. It could have been your sense of humor. It could have been your love for God or people, or just, you know, you have a natural candor about yourself. Who knows what it is, but whatever it is, I would go back and look at some of those posts, the fitness posts where you actually got the most likes and start finding, you know, your thing. and I'll finish with this because I can ramble. So I want to make sure that I keep everything on time so you guys can ask questions. But my husband, when I met him, his background is, got a brother in jail, hangs out with people that have a criminal background, right? A lot of his friends from high school were drug dealers. He wasn't. He actually joined the military, but he was shot and almost lost his life. So he decided to join the Air Force and be an air crew chief as a result. But my husband is so risk adverse. Like he won't go into the ocean. He won't go skiing. He won't go he won't do parasailing. Like he won't do anything. And to get him to do things is so trying and exhausting. But after I get him to do it, he goes, "Oh my God, that was awesome. That was awesome." And what I would tell you about this business is that there's another side of it that I don't think you guys have seen yet, but you will. And it gets better and better and better. The snowball gets bigger and bigger. As you get bigger and bigger, it just like kind of goes with you. And then you start, you're like, "Oh my God, this is all starting to make sense." But what I would tell you is that you got to jump. The water's going to be cold, guys. It's going to be cold. You're going to freeze your butt off. It's not going to be a pleasant thing to jump in. It's not. But a lot of people will take their feet and they'll just kind of check it out, see what's going on in there. "I don't know if I want to do that." No, I'm telling you to just get yourself jumped up and just go in. Just jump in. And it's going to be cold as heck at first. But I'm going to tell you, it's going to warm up after a while. And when it does, you are going to literally be in heaven. You're going to be swimming all over the place and throwing out ideas, and you'll be in your synergy and your groove. And learning doesn't stop then, because sometimes we'll be in the water and it starts getting cold again, right? I'm at that point. "Oh my God, I'm in the water. It's getting cold. I got to start swimming again. I got to start moving. I got to keep paddling. I got to keep myself warm." And that's always been the risk with people that hit a certain level of success. It's like, yeah, I'm great. Oh no, it's getting cold again. And I'm paddling again. But I think to myself, I work a full-time job. I'm a banker. I sell to multi-million-dollar companies. My job is to get them to give me a chance and meet with me. And I do it successfully, and I do it cold calling. Can you imagine cold calling? Like all day long, that's what I do on the phone. "I'm Sue Solers from BB&T Bank. Yeah, I would like to, you're one of the most successful businesses in your industry. I'd like to sit down and I compliment them before I meet them. And that's how I usually get them to, and make sure. One of the things I do every time I close a sale, I say, "You are making the best decision of your life right now. I'm so thrilled for you. You have no idea what you just did. You just made the best decision in your life." I close every sale with that. I never say, "Here's my challenge pack," and then throw them in a group. I go, "You just made," and I even like voice it over, "You just made the best decision of your life." Because I'm going to tell you that solution that girl bouncing around in videos, that girl bouncing around in videos inspired me so much to figure out what she was doing. And once I did, I lost 20 pounds. My husband lost 40 pounds. My husband was drinking a lot. He suffered from a big case of PTSD from being in Afghanistan for 2 years. And I'm going to tell you, he lost weight. He stopped drinking, and our marriage got strengthened. I don't know to this day what would have happened if Jatana wasn't bouncing around in those videos. I just don't know what would have happened to me. And I'm being straight up so honest with y'all, because she honestly saved my life. She saved my marriage. And I tell her that all the time. And I'm going to tell you, you guys are life changers. You guys are life changers. Don't ever lose sight of that. Just be excited. Just know that you're a diamond. And if there's days you don't feel like a diamond, I'm going to tell you, I don't either. Call somebody to pull you, call someone to slap you around sometimes, because I need it too. I get down on myself and I'm like, "Back up. What's going on, Jatana?" We all go through it, but you know what? It's just, it's part of the season. It's part of the growth. And we have to go through it. The reason why we have to go through it is because we have others we got to bring out of it too. So how do we know if we're not going through it? How do we know how to bring someone else out of it if we don't go through it? If we don't go through the trials and tribulations ourselves, how can we be a testimony to it? If you ain't ever went through anything in your life, you ain't gonna, your pain is your strength. And I think that's what you have to realize, is that your pain is your strength. The pain that I suffered from feeling unloved, being, in the military and all that stuff, it ended up being my strength. It ended up being a baseline for standard for the rest of my life. And so I just figure I'll open up the conference call with questions. And I just want y'all to know that I love y'all. I know y'all can do this. Each and every one of y'all got something special. Okay. Rebecca don't have it all. She got a lot, but she doesn't have it all. Jatana doesn't have it all. Miriam doesn't have it all. Jenny, Cindy, none of us has it all. We all don't have something, but we have to be willing to learn something. We got to get out of the mindset that I don't want to change, because guess what, guys? Last time I remember when the phone came out and I was 16 years old, it was like a cord that was like, and I was like rotating the numbers. Do y'all know what I'm talking about? When you rotate, and remember, you didn't have caller ID, so when you jumped on the phone, you just had to take a chance, right? You're like, God, I don't know who this is. Hello? We're not in that age, but aren't you glad that we can do this now? Aren't you glad that this can be our cold call? At work, I gotta dial. I gotta dial for dollars is what I call it. Y'all don't have to dial for dollars. You can do it so differently. You got access to anybody in the world right here. Anybody. Millionaires, billionaires, and plus. This is a remarkable thing, and I wouldn't trade this for the dial. I wouldn't trade it, guys. So I know we have to make some changes, and I do too. So I'm speaking to the choir. I'm speaking to some of the things I'm even going through. Hey, baby. Bye-bye. Sorry, my kids jumped in. So I'm going to open up the floor for questions. Thanks again for just listening.
That's awesome. So tell me, what was it that made you stay, like, for the long haul? Like you said that your business was going, like there were good days, there were bad days, like, because you've been doing it for a while now. And so what was it that made you, why didn't you just throw in the towel and just quit?
Yeah, I'm going to close the door, babies. Oh my God, these children. That's a great question.
And maybe you don't, I don't know if you've ever.
No,
was it connection? Was it your team? Was it Jatana?
I do everything for the challengers. It's not even my team per se. Like, I love my team and I do a lot for my team. But you know who I care about? I care about the person that just signed up yesterday. And she still hasn't lost 20 pounds. That right there, and looking at swimsuit pictures of people looking good and still feeling like, damn, am I ever going to get there? Do you guys ever remember feeling like, I bought this program, I'm into it, am I ever going to get there? Am I ever going to have a flat stomach? And 20 realistically other reasons, like this part of believe in Jatana and Rebecca. Like, I believe more than y'all. I probably believe in myself, and I know that's, but I can see as a 15-star diamond. I can see, Rebecca, you as a 10, 15-star diamond too. Like, I can see others do this. So, and I may even sign up people that are going to surpass me, but that's okay, because at the end of the day, God's going to keep my cup full. So some of our roles aren't going to be, we're not all going to be, only one person. Joel Osteen could be the only pastor there. You can't have 5 of him up on stage. You got to have one, and everybody else has a role. But the thing about it is, everybody behind scenes has all that talent to make him look good. And he knows every day he doesn't look that good without all those people. And so it may not be me with the microphone. It may be me in the corner being, I'm part of that. Like that girl walking on stage saying she's 15, I'm part of that. Like, yay! You know what I'm saying? And I know, like, Rebecca, I just remember you walking in there with all the big shots and your flag going, and I thought to myself, damn. Like, damn. And I saw Jatana on stage and firecrackers everywhere. And I'm telling you guys, if you haven't invested in Summit, you're not going to look like a serious coach until you're invested in Summit, because it's till then, people won't believe it until they see you go through it. they're like literally months behind you on belief system, everything else. So whatever you're doing now, they're like 6 months to a year behind you. Like they're watching you go through it, but it's not like soaking in. Like they're always going to be behind you. And some people are going to like go to rank quick. Some people, I've kind of been a little bit more consistent. And I think that what holds me is this. I know that I'm supposed to be here. I know that this is a path that God put me on. And I think it just, there's something about the way when God has something for you, it's like every door opens. Do you know? Talking about God, me, he made the salary larger, he made the territory bigger. Like God does it in a way that you know that it's God. And that's what I feel about on this team. So I'm in with the trenches, and sometimes I may not be as consistent on other things, but I'm gonna tell you what I am consistent on. I'm consistent on them challengers every day. I'm gonna tell you that. I check in with them 3 times a day. I ask every single person how they're doing. I check in with every single person. I may not have 5 coaches join me this month, but I'm gonna tell you that I am not a hunter. I'm a farmer. I plant seeds and I water it every day, at least 2 or 3 times a day. That's what I do. And that's the hidden hours people don't see when I'm going to have like 10 coaches join me 1 month. That's the hidden hours. They don't know that I've been at this for 2 years, and some of the same people, they still haven't got there. And I've been with them for 2 years. So, and I just want to share you guys, at the end of the day, this ain't about us. This ain't about me. This ain't about me. Like at the pageant, I had the crown on and it was all about me. This isn't about me. And I think once you can get over that, then I feel like you're effective, because you're not this icky salesperson. You're just this person having a conversation. And then this guy yesterday I talked to, I said, do you realize I have something that can change your life? And I know he thought I was crazy, but I was serious. And he wanted to go out on his way because he thought I was being salesy. But I said, okay, and I let it go. The old me would have kept digging. I'm like, you know what? If he didn't see me as a diamond, I'm going to keep it moving. So, but anyway, if you pray for help in your prospecting and in all of that, God will lead you to the people that actually really need you. And they'll be so happy. Like the way I'm thanking my coach, they're going to thank you the same way. They're going to feel the same way you feel about Rebecca. They're going to feel the same way about you. 1,000%. So, sorry, I answered that.
No, girl, no, that's good. I'm good. Good. I'm hanging on to every word. Who has some questions? Anybody have some questions for Sue?
I'm about to start calling on people. That's what I do. Miriam.
Cindy says, Sue, you are a rock star.
Girl, no, I'm not. You guys are. I'm telling you, it's all my challengers and coaches. And
Miriam came off mute.
Yeah. Thank you so much for sharing your story, by the way. That's awesome. Makes me look at you totally even different. I mean, it's totally inspiring. You did mention a little bit about some things with your power hour and how you check in with people. What does your power hour look like?
It's really just going through everyone I have not seen. If I haven't seen, I comment on every single post in my challenge group. If someone posts something, I comment on whatever they're saying. I read into it. If they're struggling, whatever, I'm like really into whatever they post. Every single person, I'm very, very detailed with that. If they're not posting consistently, I'm going to the inbox, and then I ask them what they're doing. But as far as like power hour, just doing the prospecting, I'm going to tell you guys, I don't have the best system. I literally go through every person that I've had conversations with, and then I have, show you right here. These are like, you see all these names? I go back through these names. Like I literally keep touching these names every week. If I feel like it's too often, then I'll go to every other week. But I keep going, and if they're scratched off, that means leave them alone for like 2 or 3 more weeks. But I'll follow up with them. But usually if they're scratched off on my list, it's because of another reason. Like a lot of it's either because I've already sold them something, or, you know, they're good to go or whatever. But a lot of these are prospects. So I kind of keep everybody, because some of these people actually become challengers. But I have pages of names. And I'm old school. I'm over here telling y'all to change with technology, and I'm over here just doing it right. But
Me too.
Looks like this, one at my office and one at my home. So they're different. But yeah, keep going through names of people, and it's usually just the people that like my posts. I just go back and go, oh my God, thanks for liking that. Nobody else did. I just appreciate the like. Thank you. And I just do everything that everybody tells me to do. If I hear something new, I'm like, okay, I should do that. I should implement that. I should implement that. But I'm a Kevin Durant person because he's from Maryland, and he says these 3 things. You guys are always going to hear me say this, so I apologize. It's kind of my theme. You have to work hard, you have to work smart, and you have to be consistent. So working smart is getting your advice from your coach. It's getting, reap the national wake-up call. It's everybody that's trying to tap into you. Working hard, we all know what that is, right? And then working, being consistent. That third piece, I saw a quote recently that says, if you can't be consistent, you can't be anything. And it's true. It's kind of true.
That's good. Yeah. Awesome. Yeah, I do pen and paper too.
I know, I'm kind of, my husband's like, what's all these names?
I did download though. I did go to my settings and I downloaded my copy of my Facebook friends, but then after you keep adding, it changes. So
it does.
Old copy, but.
Yeah, no, I need to literally, but I have pages and pages of names, but.
Awesome. Anybody else have any more questions? If somebody has a question.
I'm not going to call on somebody. Cindy. No.
I have a question.
Okay.
First of all, thank you so much for being transparent. I love hearing a person's story and being able to connect on a more personal level, so I really appreciate that. And then my question is, how do you balance a full-time job? I would imagine being in the banking industry, that's very demanding, not just with time, but energy and, mental energy, emotional energy, all of that, and then to be so successful in Beachbody as well. What are some pointers for those of us who do have a full-time job as well as working Beachbody?
Oh my God, that is probably the best question ever. Actually, I don't think enough people ask me that. It's such a great question. I use pockets of time. So I get up I'm not suggesting you need to get up super early, but I do get up at 5 o'clock in the morning and I do my Beachbody from 5. I'm not going to lie, I hit the snooze button at least once or twice. So I'm usually up exactly by at least 5:15 or 5:30. That 30 minutes I dedicate to checking with my challengers, posting my challenge group, connecting with my coaches. It has to be in that 30-minute time. And then I have all of my workout clothes for the week with the bra, the panties, the socks, the shoes, the top, and the scrunchie, all lined up, all 5 outfits that I'm going to wear for the entire week. And so I literally just grab it, put it on. I'm dressed in 2 minutes and I get downstairs. My workout program, I've already reset from the prior day because I don't like reading all the credits and having to go through each one of those things. So I hit play. I'm able to do my workout. I'm doing 22-minute hardcore right now. So it's over in 22 minutes. And then I cook my kids breakfast every morning. And then I check in at lunchtime if I can. If I can't check in at lunchtime, I always do a post at 5 o'clock. And then I try to do another one right before I go to bed. So those are usually my posting times. I'm not going to lie. I shouldn't say this, but I post while Jatana's on her Wednesday calls is my business day. I check in with all those people on the list, while she's going through announcements or just general stuff that I already know because I was on a national wake-up call and I've already read all the notes in the Coach Online office. I know, I look at the Coach Online office every day. They post something new almost every 2 to 3 days, almost even every day. So I read all my coach stuff. I can't rely on Jatana. I love Jatana and I love Rebecca and everybody on our team. I can't rely on them for information. I need to read it myself. So I allowed time going to sometimes you have to do that number 2. That's a great time to read, I find pockets of time. I'm okay, I know it's going to take me 5 minutes to read. I can definitely read Coach Online Office then. And and I cook every day. So I cook my kids foods, did the meal prep. I'm all about them having vegetables and stuff like that. But it's the pockets of time that the most consistent time for me is that morning 30 minutes. And I literally built my business in less than an hour a day, probably 30 to minutes. I would say on average, I spend more like 30 to 45 minutes a day, not really closer to an hour. Definitely 30 minimum is 30. Average would be 45 minutes a day on my entire business. But you have to have these lists. Like you literally have to like do that on a Sunday or a Saturday, or when you're sitting at the doctor's office, or just any downtime you have. Like I literally take my planners, put them in my handbags, like any little tiny downtime I have, I squeeze something into it. I even have 10 minutes before my computer loads up at work. I use that time to kind of check in and do things. So yeah, the thing about it though is I'm doing better about not getting on Facebook and Beachbody stuff until after. I find that I'm actually a more successful coach when I don't work during my work hour or try to squeeze it into my work day. When I have integrity with my work day, being 100% there, and then after work being 100% in Beachbody, I feel like I'm a more successful coach being present, because I feel like if you're doing two different things, you become like, I read somewhere you're 30% less intelligent when you can't focus. I don't know if it's true.
I think it's 50.
Yeah, like,
Maybe
like when you're concentrating on
Teresa would say 80.
you gotta like be present, and you gotta be, because I'm a better banker when I'm focused in on who's in front of me, and I'm a better coach when I'm focused in. So that's how.
Yeah, that's gold. That's gold for me, girl. Like that is so gold. That's going to my journal. That's so gold.
But you gotta set that time on when you're doing what. Wednesdays is the day I do the most Beachbody stuff. I usually do maybe 2 hours on Wednesday, but that's it. If you just give yourself a consistent 30 minutes a day every day, you're going to be able to be successful in this company, hands down.
And I love what you say too, because it's targeted. A lot of times it's so easy to squirrel around and squirrel in those messages and get those messages out and feel like you have to answer them right now. And I had to learn, I didn't learn it early on. I wish I would have. Like, they are going to be okay if you wait.
Yeah, you have to remember how you felt with Jatana. Like, I felt like Jatana, like she may not have gotten to my messages in an hour, but I was so into her that I would have waited for her. I wasn't going to be like, oh, they didn't answer me quick enough, I'm going to go see this coach.
I was like that.
Here.
I was like, Jatana, back then it was Libby. And I was like, either Libby or Jatana. If y'all don't answer, I'm quitting. Like, I don't.
You were like that. I am not like that. I'm kind of like.
I was bad. I was the worst.
I need what she has. So
But you know, I'm getting ready to take our team through a book. It's called The New 1 Minute Manager. And it's phenomenal, where it's like, you have all of me, and I've got to make sure that I'm giving everything, especially for onboarding new coaches, make sure they know everything. But the biggest thing that I have issues with, I do it even if I babysat. Like I babysat like 2 weeks ago. It's like, you're not going to make a mess on my floor. I'm holding the spoon. Like, no, we're not going to have cheese on the floor. You know, I'm like, I can hold it. Now, maybe with my young kids, you know, we would put something, but it's like, I can do it. I can feed you. I can hold your bottle. Let me read your book. I do it. But now that our team's gotten so big, it's like, I can't do it all. And then it's like, ugh. And then I realize I'm not doing anybody any services if I don't teach them how to go into the back office, or how, you know, and my coaches now, everyone that's on this call, we have one new coach on the call. You know, everyone knows kind of how to do everything now, but like, I really need to focus on those new coaches. They are the ones that need to know, you know, sometimes questions like, how many carrots can you have? I'm like, you know what? You got to go read your book, because I got to train a new coach, you know, and you got to prioritize that time, right?
Rebecca, this is the only thing they need to know. Beachbody Coach or teambeachbody.com, Coach Online Office News. If they can get over there, every video ever created on rank advancement, Success Club, what everything means, any promotions, like, it's until somebody wants to go see it about it themselves. Spoon feeding a baby is not going to help it grow up. It's got to eventually grab the food, stick it in their mouth, and keep chewing. Like, you gotta, like, eventually you just gotta, like, I guess the word is cut the cord. Mm-hmm. But you know what? The coaches that want it are going to be like you. You wanted it. You figured it out, right? Mm-hmm. But it wasn't exactly Jatana's path. You figured it out in your own way. I figured it out in my own way. So Miriam and Patty and, Cindy, they're going to have to figure it out in their own individual way, because their path isn't going to be exactly like your path. They may, they may go like this. Some of them may go like this. Some of them may go like this.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we heard of the coach the other day that talked about he was doing this for 9 years and he just got to, Tuesday. He was like, yeah, I'm finally in the Cool People Club. And I'm like, hey, that's me right there. I'd rather be slow and consistent than be like rock star one day and nobody the next. You know what I mean? I'd rather be like that.
And I think that that's good too, because everyone is building their teams. All of us are building our teams. And just waiting, some of them want to be a discount coach and they don't want to do anything else.
And that's okay.
Right. Exactly. And we just wait for the ones that say, yeah, I do want to sell to my sister. Or I love what you said about you are so passionate about your challengers, because
Absolutely.
Once they see the results, people come to them. That's what happened to my sister. They saw her results. Same thing with Miriam. She just got results. Everyone knows that she was doing another business. She's like, don't put my face up. I'm like, well, Beachbody's giving you your result. And then finally I was patient, but I was like, she's going to be a rock star. But I had to be patient. If I would have pushed her, Miriam would have been like, I'm feeling too much pressure, so we have to meet our coaches where they are. And then once they're ready to jump on board, that's what I'm learning is like, what is the vital information they need to know, and run with it. So.
And I tell my coaches, if this isn't hard, you're not doing it right.
Time management, right?
I said, if this doesn't keep you up at least once or twice in the middle of the night going, what else could I do? You're not doing it right. So, and it comes down to like, personal responsibility. It just comes down to saying, I'm a business owner. I'm not an employee. I own my own business. I'm responsible for my results. Nobody can make me a diamond but me. Mm-hmm. And it's until that like, pop, I want things for my team all the time. I want them to be emerald and diamonds all the time. But until they really want it for themselves, until it becomes real to them and they say, I think I can freaking do this. Let me try. And if they give me 5%, I'm going to give them 105%. That's how I'm wired. You just give me 5% and I'm going to times it by 20 for you. Because as soon as I find out that little light is lit, I'm just going to be like, I'm going to be like that, what do you call it, the little fuel pump, and I'm going to, So I was like, you just give me a little, you give me an inch, I'll take a mile. So, but a lot of it is they want to make sure that we're going to be in it for the long haul. They want to make sure we're not quitting. They want to make sure that we're more committed to them as a person than as a coach. And that's really the difference.
Mm-hmm.
Are you still going to be my friend if I decide I don't want to do this?
Right.
Are we still going to be friends?
Yeah. And that's so much more important. So much
It's
more important.
so much more. Yes, I met all these great people from Beachbody, but I can tell you every single person that quits tomorrow, and if I quit we're all still going to be super close. I can tell you that 1,000%. 1,000%. 1,000%. They're loyal to me. Beachbody is a product and a tool, but they're loyal to me. And you've got to have a more intrinsic value than the product. And I think that's when it starts getting special. Because I think Jatana brings life to Beachbody. I look at you bring life to it. I love watching your videos. You bring life to it. It's you. So I think when we lose sight of that, that's when we get in our head, all that extra noise, that's when we lose our path. Because it's not about ranking. Those are nice. Success Club is nice, but when we start taking our eye off what we're here really to do, then we miss it. But if we don't, we actually get rewarded anyway on the back end. Because they're going to send you people, or they're going to become a coach, or they're just going to become a discount coach. We need discount coaches too now. So I'll take anything I can get.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because all gifts are from God, no matter what they are, or they're a lesson.
Mm-hmm. That's good. That's good.
Okay.
All right, that's awesome. Anybody else have any more calls? Any more questions?
Oh my God, is that a cat? Holy awesome. Oh, let me see this. Is this a cat? Is this really one of those, what is the cat called?
You look at the cats and you have to laugh for a little while.
What is that? That is a special kind of cat. I have a cat book. Is it a Sphinx cat or something? What kind of cat is that? That is a cat, right? It's not a dog, right?
Yes, it's
We have laughed more at those cats. I just have to say.
I have 3.
Oh my God, that is the coolest cat ever.
They're cool. But yes, it's a Sphinx. They're hairless.
See, I knew.
All right, I'm
But
jealous because I can't see the cat.
What did you say?
I'm jealous. I can't see the cat.
Jealous?
Oh my God, did I just see Fabio?
No,
All kinds of celebrities.
It's either Fabio or Jesus. It's one or the other. He gets both, I'm sure. He was my praise and worship leader when we lived in Colorado. So half of these people we knew at our church in Colorado.
Oh,
So,
get out of town. That's
good.
awesome.
Well, Guy, I am just so thankful. All of you guys showed up, but I am especially thankful. Sue, thank you so, so much. I treasure your heart. I treasure your inspiration, your vivaciousness, as Pat would say, your verve. You're like when I was tired before Beachbody, I was like just tired all the time. He's like, Lord, just give her verve or Beachbody or some shake. I don't know. But thank you. Jatana, thank you for hopping on and supporting. And I love this because if you notice, Jatana's on here supporting her coach. And I just love it. It's kind of like when if your son or daughter's in a parade and mama's there, just like, go, go, go. Jatana's done that for me. I let her call the other night and she's on it and she's like, it just feels good. We're just here for each other. So thank you, Jatana.
I'm recruiting for my call. I'm like, well, wait a minute. I haven't had Sue on my call. Yes. Thanks, Rebecca, for letting me screen this.
That's awesome. All right, guys. Well, we are pushing. Oh, wait a minute. We have some more chats here. Okay. Oh, yeah. Wants to see Pastor Rick. All right, guys. Have an awesome evening. We love you guys. I don't know where to end. Oh, here's the end. Zoom's changed. It's just changed. All right. Love you guys. Thanks.
Take
Sue.
care. Bye.
Oh, did you want a picture? Actually, I posted a picture on my wall.
I need a photo.
I
Of how
put one
cute
on.
you guys
This is a
are.
good one. You got it?
Hang on. Oop. Cheese. All righty.
Okay, awesome. All right, love you guys. Good night.
Bye.